Hey Travel Dons, we're in Portland, Maine, and it's time for another food tour. Alrighty, Travel Dons, welcome back to Adventures of a Traveling Don, and we are continuing our food tour series from Maine to Texas. And as you can see, we are here on the Bay of Portland. Main part of Portland, Maine is right across from me. I'm here at Bug Light Park with the Bug Light Lighthouse behind me. We've been here in the past, it's been a couple of years, but I wanted to showcase a few more places that you can come and eat while you're here in Portland, Maine. So stop number one on the food tour here in Portland is a place called Hot Suppa. It's all kind of like a bit on the west end. It's in like an old 1860s Victorian brick house, and it's really kind of cool. I mean, it's been around, I think, for about 18 years. From what I heard, the brothers that started this went on like a 2-year kind of like food tour around the United States, kind of just taking from all different parts of the U.S., and then opened this up in 2006. So I got some biscuits and gravy coming. You know, I guess they got some, they found some great Southern charm while they were on their trip. So I got to see how these biscuits and gravy stack up to what I'm used to in like the South. Time to give these biscuits and gravy a little try for you. So, number one, these biscuits are actually, biscuit is pretty huge. And it comes with like this really nice set of 2 eggs, hash browns. So we're going to go ahead and just dive right in. There's no fancy anything about this. We're just going straight in. Biscuits with gravy with some eggs. Sausage gravy is top notch. That's fantastic. You know, that's nothing fancy. It's just that biscuit is perfect, fluffy. It's everything you need. Yeah, biscuits are gravy wise. That knocked it out of the park. Well done, Hot Suppa. So a tip for you guys when you're going around the city of Portland, particularly if you're coming from out of town and you're using your car and you're parking, look up the whole parking situation here, because I haven't actually had to use my car to park in downtown Portland in a few years. And I realized how much the rates for parking went up, and there are certain places where you can actually get cheaper parking. Like right outside of Hot Suppa is the kind of like the older meters where you just put in quarters. It's only a 2-hour limit, but it's like $2 for an hour. Whereas in myself, I was like, hey, public parking, you know, area right here. It's like $25 for the first 2 hours, and then it's an additional $8 for any hour after that. So it's like, for me, plus like a 10% service charge. So for me right now, doing 3 hours walking around Portland for breakfast, coffee, lunch, it's like $36. So that is something to remember. Pro tip for you guys: kind of study the parking and kind of figure out where the best parking is. Or if you're staying in Portland, you know, obviously keep your, Portland's a very walkable city, so keep your car where it is. Maybe do like a quick cheap Uber somewhere. But yeah, parking in Portland's gotten a little expensive. Some people like their coffee before breakfast, some like it with breakfast. I usually do it after breakfast. I like a little something in my stomach to kind of coat. So we do coffee usually after breakfast for myself, and that's where we're at here at a place called Speckled Axe. This is on Congress Avenue. I think it opened up in 2012, and it's just a kind of small, cute little shop, just hidden right here on Congress Avenue, but it has got some great smelling coffee, and I think it's kind of like organic, local, kind of like small batch coffees is what they make for this particular place, and it just smells really good. So it smells great in here as well. So let's go ahead and give this a try. Oh, delicious Americano. You guys know me in general. I just like it straight Americano. It's something just to pick you up. So yeah, if you're on Congress Avenue here in Portland, check out Speckled Axe. This was literally like $3. So it's gonna be the cheapest part of my day.
Now, if you've never been to Portland, Portland's a bit of an artsy city. So while you're doing your food tour and you're walking around, look out for, you know, a bunch of great murals along the different buildings, or even like right outside the backside of the Museum of Art, there's just this small little sculpture. It's, you know, kind of like modern style art sculpture, but still, it's like there's kind of like little hidden spots and gems, like particularly artistic stuff like that all across Portland. So it's just something to keep an eye out for when you are walking around and doing a food tour in Portland, Maine. Next spot on the Portland food tour, this is kind of a place to kind of get a little bit of a snack. You can get a full brunch or dinner. They've got interesting hours, but they're called Bread and Friends. It's kind of a beautiful bakery slash cafe, and it is, number one, the smells coming out of there was fantastic when it came to the bread. They make their own bread in there, and then of course you can come in for brunch. I think it's from like about 8:30 to about 1 p.m. From 1 to 3, it's just takeaway service. So I got here a little late, so we just got some pastries. We're gonna go down to the wharf and try them out in just a sec. And then I think they reopen at around 5 or 5:30 for dinner as well. But anyway, it is a fantastic looking bakery. Now let's go down to the wharf and just try out their pastries real quick. All right, so down on the wharf, we're here. We're kind of like a lot of the ferries kind of take off here next to Portland Lobster Company, which, you know, I'm here at the beginning of November, so it is closed for the season. A lot of stuff here in Portland, even though it is a major city, a lot of it, particularly near the wharf and Old Port, are rather seasonal, so they do close up and they usually open back up in April. But as I promised, we got our pastries from Bread and Friends, and of course got this massive chocolate chip cookie. Just look at also kind of like the sugared glazed on there. Oh my god, that smells so good. Let's try that real quick. Nice, crisp, then right amount of sweetness. Love the chocolate in there. I'm taking another bite. That's really good. And then we're gonna open up our croissant as well. I mean, just look at the size of that thing right there. Simple, nothing crazy, but there's kind of like a couple of pastries if you are looking for just something to tide you over. You're not looking for all that lobster stuff, or you're here in the off season when a lot of these places are closed. These are the local spots that are always here year round. All right, so we've done breakfast, coffee, pastries, snacks over here on the main Portland side. However, for lunch, for oysters, even for beer, we're gonna go over to South Portland, which has slowly become my favorite part of Portland. It's kind of become a West Seattle to Seattle, where it's a little bit more chill vibes, it's a little bit more laid back, it's not as chaotic as the city can be. So I'm gonna head over there and let's go ahead and get some lunch and some oysters in South Portland. Okay, now it's time to get into the meat of things, literally, because we're in Portland, we gotta have some seafood, and you would think lobster, of course, in Maine, but honestly, my favorite part about the seafood in Maine is the oysters. I love the oysters in Maine. The water temperature right now is just absolutely perfect. I am at a place called South Portland, or SoPo Seafood Market, and this is a beautiful small little fish market where you come in, you can take things to go, from smoked seafood to fresh seafood. They have a bunch of other stuff in their small little store, or you could sit down and enjoy oysters and a lobster roll or a shrimp roll, whatever you want. But we're going to start with some oysters. I got one of each from 6 different oyster farms in and around southern Maine. So we're going to try this. I think this one is the wet smack. So let's get a little bit of sauce on there for you. And just look at that meaty oyster. Just looks so good. That is fantastic. I absolutely love oyster. All right, so this is one of the smaller ones. This is the Island Gem. So let's go ahead and try this real quick. Mm, a bit brinier on that one, but wow, the Island Gem's definitely a gem. All right, Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. Let's try this out. Mm, I got a shiver going down on that one. All right, we're just going to continue on, and we're going to go. This one's a big, meaty bad boy. Look at that one. This is the bombazine, something like that. Actually, I think this one will put a little cocktail sauce on that one for sure. Bam. Oh man, I freaking love oysters, and Maine oysters are so good, so good. I can't even read the name on this one, but it starts with an N. Out of the way, it's a Maine oyster. They're always so fresh and so clean. You just kind of like look at them. They're just absolutely. Oysters all day. All right, now that we're done with the oysters, first off, I want to say they have their own green tea here, which they add in kelp with the other green tea leaves. So, I'm going to try this real quick. It's actually very nice. Very nice. Kind of goes down, really warms you up, but has a very nice green tea. However, star of the show. Got myself, a lot of people, you come to Maine, you want a lobster roll, but me, no. I've had plenty of lobster rolls. I did a lobster roll 2 videos ago for you guys. This, though, is a spicy shrimp roll. So, traditional buttered brioche toasted bun, but with lettuce as your base, and then shrimp, and quite a bit of shrimp in there as well, as you can see. Covered in panko breadcrumbs with a spicy mayonnaise. So, we are going to tuck into this bad boy right here. Mm. Oh. Mm. The crunch from the panko and the lettuce on the base. Just a little spice on that mayonnaise. Oh, that's probably one of the best shrimp sandwiches I've ever had. Oh my god. Oh yeah. That is top notch. All right, after you've had some oysters and some lunch, it's about 3 o'clock right now. It's time for some beer. It's happy hour time. So we've come to Mast Landing Brewing Company's South Portland tap room. Mast Landing started in 2016 as part of kind of the whole craft beer scene here in Maine. Maine actually has, I think, the second most craft breweries per capita in the United States. And it's silly how much beer is up here. It's part of the culture here in Maine, that and lobster. But basically, they opened up this South Portland tap room. I think this is their third one in 2022. And I am here just to kind of thoroughly enjoy a nice little flight. As you can see, I got a flight of 4 going from light to dark. And we are going to start with the Champ Lager. This is a staple. I've had this many times. So cheers to you guys. Oh yeah. Just nice, easy, smooth, light lager. Absolutely delicious, particularly on a weirdly warm day. It is November 1st when I'm filming this, and we've had back-to-back days of 70-degree weather here in Portland, Maine. It's very, very weird. Before that, it was cold, and tomorrow it's going to be cold. But it's just very weird that we had 70-degree weather Halloween and November 1st. A little crazy, but perfect for this beer. Okay, so the second beer on the tap, this is called All the Way, and this is a raspberry and blueberry sour, so we'll try this. It's actually very nice and not super sour. It's like some sours you get, they're a little very tart, they get you a nice pucker. This one is actually very smooth. You get the blueberry and raspberry flavor without it being sweet. So this is actually very easily drinkable. Oh yeah, very, very nice. Okay, so the third one, we're getting into more of my speed. This is the Slow Ready Brown Ale. I am personally a red ale guy at heart, but if red ale is not available, I'm always down for a good brown ale. So let's see where this takes us. Ooh, slightly nutty, chocolatey, almost a little bit. There's actually some coffee in there that I'm tasting at least. That's actually very nice, and it's not very heavy from just drinking that. No, the body's not heavy at all. That's a very, very nice brown ale. And for the finale, this is the Gunner's Daughter. This is their stout. This is one of their classic, iconic beers that they've made, I think, since the beginning. I've had it a couple of times, but it's been a couple of years, so we'll revisit this stout real quick. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's like it's almost got like dark chocolate. Almost a little bit of peanut butter tastes like. Think of almost like a non-sweet dark chocolate peanut butter cup. That's kind of what I get at personally out of it. And that's that right there has got some body. That's actually really, really good.
I know it's seasick.
Delicious beers. Yeah, if you're looking for a beer while you're here in South Portland, come to the Mast Landing Brewing Company tap room. Check it out. It's pretty much brand new. It's only a couple years old as of filming this. It's chic. It's kind of cozy. They only have like a few snacks available, but while they're open, they do have, I think, next door like a whoopie pie place, which is connected to them. So you can at least get a sweet whoopie pie while you have some delicious beer. So one of the things I think I have been missing with this channel is the fact that, kind of like with Anthony Bourdain and all those other guys, they get invited to local dinners. And I've showcased 5 places around Portland. I think I'm proud of all of those. However, when you're staying with a buddy of yours who is a chef, you got to showcase the local flavors that he decides to make. And we're starting off with a couple of dishes. One is zucchini with basically, from what he said, whatever was left in the fridge, but it looks fantastic. Comes with some peppers, a little bit of chili pepper paste in there, goat cheese, and some Greek yogurt on there. So yeah, this is all homemade dinner, guys. We're not actually going out, so my apologies if you may not be able to partake in this. You just have to go make friends with my friend Sean, if you can find him somewhere in Portland. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and try that with a little bit of the yogurt and everything together. Get all that in one bite. Oh, that's good. Absolutely fantastic. And he also made up some andouille sausage, which we'll just kind of try. This is just the starter. He's got a big old pot of homemade chili rolling as well. So he'll give you guys a little taster once that's done, but down with the andouille. Go shop. Nothing like home cooking. All right, chili's done, and of course, when chili comes out, you got to get that cornbread. So, homemade cornbread, little homemade whipped butter. So good. And yep, as you can see, final product. You might be thinking, Ben, you're doing a Maine food tour video, and you're having chili at the end. But you know what? Sometimes the home cooked stuff is the absolute best. So let's dig in real quick. Nice chunk of that meat with the sour cream over here. Oh. Chef Sean strikes again. Alrighty guys, so that is going to be the end of this particular food tour here in Portland. Those were 5 can't miss spots that you want to check out when you're in Portland. I do have a video I put out about 2 years ago that goes far more in depth into Portland, both as a city and a food tour. So I will leave a link in the description because that is still pretty relevant. So check that one out as well. And of course, if you're ever at Mast Landing Brewing Company in South Portland, say hi to my buddy Sean. He's the one that made that delicious chili. Become friends with him, guys, because he is a a great freaking cook. But anyway, guys, I hope you liked the video. Give it a big old thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell, and just so you know when any of my new videos come out. And of course, if you want to help continue to support the travels that I'm doing, I do have both a Patreon page and a Buy Me a Coffee account. Links will be in the below for those, and I'll see you guys on the flip side on our way back to Texas. Until we meet again, peace out. Have a great night.